Darth Maul is a new lightsaber, everybody, and in classic Maul style, it's made from 2 chopped in half sabers, just like him. Yay, metaphors! Or simile? Oh, who remembers? For this build, I used cardboard tubes, a mouthwash cap, craft foam, metal washers, metal mesh, knurled screws, scrap PVC pipe, a wooden dowel, reflective tape, clear packing tape, paint, super glue, hot glue, cutting tools, sanding tools, safety gear, scissors, razor pens, and a box cutter. And I guess vengeance? I like to do these lightsaber builds a little bit differently each time, just so I'm not rehashing the same build. And that's not usually a problem, because every lightsaber is a little bit different. This saber, however, half of it is literally one that I've built before. So I'm gonna breeze right through this first bit for my longtime subscribers. And if there are any new subscribers here that may have missed that one, I'll put a link to that original video in the description. Originally, I made Maul's Clone Wars saber out of cardboard, which had its own drawbacks. Oh, it's hot! Since I'm building off of that original design though, this is going to be a mixed media project. So I cut a length of cardboard initially, and at the time I cut it at an angle at one end to match the one from the show, which canonically had to be visibly battle damaged. I'm gonna have to straighten that out later on. For the emitter, I took a mouthwash lid, sanded the texture off of the outside, including the raised lettering of the safety instructions on the top. This will create a flat surface for gluing on details. I stacked washers on top of that to make the very end of the emitter. After that, I glued fins around the outside using scrap 2mm foam. Next, I glued it onto the hilt. I used plumbing O-rings for the grip pattern on the hilt. If you ever need inspiration for making a totally original lightsaber, then just go to your local hardware store and hang out in the plumbing aisle. Then I added a kyber crystal chamber, but that's not really necessary for the new version. It's not going to be visible on the Shadow Lords version. At the time, I just thought it'd look cool to have an exposed kyber crystal on the battle damaged part. After that, I painted it black. When the black paint dried, I used rubber bands as masking and then painted the whole thing a sort of dull metallic color. When that paint dries, I was able to remove the rubber bands, which left black rings around the exterior of the hilt. Then I drilled holes for the buttons and pressed them in. Then 10 years passed. Yes, like a fine wine, the lightsabers must be aged. Held up pretty well, except for that one little bit, which immediately broke, and somehow I didn't lose it after all this time. Wild. Now, why can't I find my passport? Okay, so now we have to take care of that slanted bit by adding material back to it. I'm gonna use a paper towel roll for that and cut a length from it. And this has to be done with precision and care. Oh, damn. No, not even close. All right, not gonna mix the kitchen and the shop implements. All right, since the cleaver didn't work, I'll have to use something a bit more precise. All right, there we go. I removed the buttons from the lower portion, used a little bit of hot glue, and then quickly slid the new section over it before the glue hardened. Then, I re-drilled the buttonholes and covered the outside in black tape. This is 1,000 times faster than using paint as a base coat, and acts like a little bit of waterproofing, because again, we're working with cardboard here. Then I covered the tape in silver rub and buff. Hey, rub and buff making a comeback. After that, I added back the buttons. Then I extended the hilt even more using a length of PVC pipe from my bank vault build. That one did not survive a decade. Crazy, you'd think that a bank vault would be sturdier. So what I'm gathering from the design is that at this point in the timeline, Maul has rebuilt his old lightsaber from the destroyed remains of his Clone Wars one, which, you know, I get, but personally, my favorite of his sabers was the one that he built out of a defeated Inquisitor saber and disguised as a walking stick. Very Gandalf of him, like an evil Ian McKellen. I think that's just Magneto. I stuck some of the O-rings in there to hold the hilt. Then I added an outer layer to the new hilt using 4mm craft foam. I carved that piece by heat forming it and weighting it down inside of a pipe until it cooled down. This will allow it to retain a curved shape to match the PVC pipe. Next, I scraped off some of the paint so that it would have better adhesion. Then I glued it on. After that, I cut a bunch of narrow strips of 4mm craft foam and superglued them to the lengthwise strips. Superglue can be temperamental, so I let one end sit for a few minutes just to be absolutely sure it was dry before wrapping the strips around the hilt and therefore subjecting the glue point to tension. And that panned out. Next, I slid an even narrower pipe inside of it. This one will hold the blade. Well, one of the blades. I Ideally, you'd want the blade to be able to go all the way through. I mean the prop blade, so you just have one piece rather than two, but that's just not how things worked out for this project. See, that's the drawback of reusing old props. You gotta do that math of, am I saving more time adding to it or losing more time modifying it? Moving on. Then I added a random red wire, for no other reason than I thought I caught a glimpse of it beneath the heat cowling in the teaser trailer. I stuck the ends in little holes that I drilled, but I also had to zip tie it down because once the cowling is on, there's no getting it off to adjust things. Speaking of the heat cowling, I made that out of some metal mesh from the back of an old TV, like really old, CRT. That sounds really specific, but you can also get all kinds of metal mesh from a hardware store. I just happened to have this lying around. Next, I fixed it to a wooden dowel that's roughly lightsaber sized. I can attest to that because it's scrap left over from the Gunji saber build. Don't know why I bothered to stain the scrap. Then I rolled it up like a burrito. Worst burrito ever. I marked the amount that I needed using masking tape, and then using tin snips, I cut off the excess. Now, as you can see, it sprung back into shape wider than I want, so I compressed it even further using hose clamps. Basically, these are geared metal bands that you can tighten with the screwdriver. Also plumbing parts. Which worked, but it turns out I made it way too long. So I broke off the end, because I'm super strong. No, it was tin snips. I did that part off camera. Then I held it together with bolts, temporarily. Next, I painted it flat black, ignore the Dianoga in the background. When it dried, I drilled a pilot hole in the saber hilt and screwed the heat cowling onto it. Next, I hot glued foam strips to the emitter. These are partly cosmetic, but they're also holding the mesh in place at the front. For the final details, I added 2mm craft foam bands to the exterior. I'm using gray foam for the middle bits, but personally I feel the end should be shinier than that, so I gave it a few layers of gloss black acrylic paint, and when that dried, I hit it with the rub and buff. Now for the blades. I found a dowel, and I wrapped it with reflective safety tape. Because the adhesion on that tape isn't fantastic over a curved surface, I then wrapped it with clear packaging tape, which holds a lot better. I know that the LED blades are popular, but in photographs, those don't really look so good. It's a thing with camera flashes, they're designed to illuminate the shot as much as possible, which has the effect of canceling out the LED blades, which really only look good in low light. But reflective tape will throw nearly 100% of that flashbulb light straight back into the camera, actually causing what would be considered a lens flare, but it ends up looking like actual lightsabers. So that's what I've been doing. Hey, it was good enough for the original trilogy. Good enough for me. Con photographers hate me, but they can get in line. Also for fan films, if you're doing a post effect, it's 1,000 times easier to see a reflective blade than a painted wooden stunt blade. Speaking from experience. And there we go. And that's how to make Darth Maul's Shadow Lord's lightsaber. Ignore the Cylon, by the way. He has nothing to do with anything. It just takes forever to move. I have to take the whole thing apart. Takes all afternoon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, I'd like to thank my patrons. These videos just wouldn't be possible without the support of my patrons. So if you enjoy these builds, want to see more of them, and want your build request to carry a bit more weight, then think about heading on over to the Patreon page, where you can enjoy ad-free early uploads. Anything you can pledge goes towards improving the video quality and shop equipment, as well as allowing me to put together bigger and more exciting projects for you on the channel. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of the future uploads, because it's kind of at a totally random schedule. And let me know what other props you'd like to see me make in comments down below. Thanks again, happy crafting, see you later.